Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm playing with some new makeup that I picked up very recently. You know how it is with the panoramic and everything that's happening right now. It feels like you place an order and then in a couple of weeks everything just shows up at once. Not that I'm complaining. I love a good mail day. So I had a good mail day this past week and I wanted to sit down and film a chatty get ready with me. So if you guys are interested in seeing some of the newest makeup in my collection, then just keep watching. If you guys are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Karen Harris. I like to film tan girl friendly makeup videos here on my channel. Today is going to be very chatty, so if you don't like chatty videos, if you don't like opinions, you're not going to like this video. So do yourself a favor and watch one of the other like 600 videos on my channel. But if you guys want to see some new makeup and just hang out with me, then this is the place for you. Definitely recommend subscribing to my channel because I do post quite often, pretty much every other day. So I would highly recommend subscribing, turning on that post notification bell so you don't miss any of my future uploads. Also, if you guys could comment on my videos, that will boost my engagement and that makes me look really good on YouTube, which means more people will find my videos and that will be so amazing. So in case you guys want to go ahead and help me out, it's a free way to help the channel. Just leave a little heart, or you guys can just tell me how your day is going or what product was your favorite in this video. All of that really helps me. So thank you guys so much in advance for that. Now, without further blabbering, let's get into it. Okay guys, I got some good stuff today. Let's start off with the pièce de résistance. I don't know how to say that, okay? I don't know. Anyway, I got my Bernovich eyeshadow order. So Brenovich is a brand from Belarus, and I first saw my friend Amy Loves Makeup talk about these on her channel, and I was just like, oh my gosh, those are beautiful. And then she mentioned Mia from Mia's Virtual Vanity had turned her onto this brand, so I went and checked out Mia's video, and I think since then I've seen a few other people post videos about this, so I placed my order. It came relatively fast. I believe you're going to want to use Google Translate on their website because I don't think it's in English. I can't remember. I don't think it is. I will confirm that on the screen. But anyway, I got all of these beautiful eyeshadows and I'm kind of kicking myself because I bought 11 shades and I didn't think like, oh, there's going to be a hole in my palette. Like that's a little bit frustrating, but it's okay. So I only bought their like shimmery eyeshadows. I'll try and remember to link it down in the description box for you guys, because I can't remember the details, but I want to swatch these, so I'm going to stop talking so I can swatch these all because I haven't swatched them all, and they all have like numbers on the back, so that's how you know what shadow it is. So this one is number 21. They go in order like 1 to 25 or something. I just tried to pick shades that I thought would be like kind of more unique. They have some more lighter shades, they have more neutral shades. So, but this is the shade 21 on my finger. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Ooh, that's so pretty. I also ended up Googling the brand and I found a YouTube video where a girl swatched like all of the shades, and that video was so helpful because some of these shades look very similar online, and so it was really nice to find a video where somebody swatched all of them so you could kind of see the differences. They also have a lot of swatches on their Instagram page, so I would highly recommend checking out all of those resources if you want to place an order on their website. So this next shade is the shade 25 and it's like a beautiful teal. This is very pretty. So there's 25. This next shade is one I'm so excited for. Look at this shade. It is number 15 and it's like a beautiful, I don't know, it's like a marbly orange pink yumminess. It's more of a flaky shadow, but I'm going to swatch that right here. So it almost has like a very sheer base, but tons of orange to pink like duochrome. I think that one would be a good one to use a glitter glue with. So beautiful. Next shade is number 18. Oh, it's so pretty. This one feels really creamy. And it looks very much like that other shade I just swatched up here, but this one has more of a sheer base like that orange shade that I just swatched above it. Then I have this shade, this is number 17. It's like a pretty olive green color. This one feels more like a metallic shadow. Oh, it's so pretty. Such a pretty olive green color. Okay, so this next shade is one I'm curious about because I can't tell if it's a pressed glitter. This is number 19. It looks like a pressed glitter in the pan, but maybe, yeah, no, when I touch it, this doesn't feel like a glitter. This is so pretty. Oh my gosh. Ah, do you see this color? I hope my camera is getting it. Yeah, it's like a finely milled, it must be a pressed glitter, or at least it must be considered a pressed glitter in the US, I bet. It's so cool. It's like a duochrome blue, green, purple shade. This is the shade I have on my lid. This is number 20. And it's like another beautiful teal color. You can just see like the shades I went for, right? Like, look at this color. It's so pigmented. Oh, that's so beautiful. Oh, that's so stunning. So, so stunning. Next, I have number 23. This is gorgeous. Oh my gosh. Feels so metallic. I'm so excited. It's like a beautiful burgundy, purple, blue flip. So stunning. Oh my gosh, how am I going to wash my hand after this? Okay, this is like a typical blue brown from MAC. This next shade. It's very pretty, but yeah, I think you guys have this color already in your collection. This is number 12. I think you could probably pass on that. I wonder what made me buy it. It must have looked really, really like amazing in the swatch or something. Okay, this is number 24. Ooh, this looks like one of those flaky type shadows. So pretty. Oh, yep, that one's got like more of a sheer base as well. And then the last shade I picked up is number 22. Ooh. So pretty. Wow. Okay, so there are all of the eyeshadows. These are from the brand Brenovich. They are a Belarus-based brand. I believe they're indie, and I will leave the website and all the shades I swatched linked down in my description box. So if you guys are considering shopping, let this be a guide for you. But I did just tell you guys all the resources I used to try and figure out what shades to buy. But I understand it can be really hard to shop online. And then when you're dealing with a language difference and trying to, you know, be wise with your money, I totally get it. So try and check the description box because I'll try and put as much information as I can down below. I was just organizing my shadows back. I think I put them in a different way, but that's okay. Anyways, these are so stunning. And then I also picked up this palette, which I feel like is getting so much hype on Instagram. This is the Blend Bunny palette, and basically it's an all matte palette. It kind of reminds me of the Viseart palette. Is an all matte rainbow palette, except this one is like 1/4 the price. I will link this palette down in my description box for you guys if you want to find it quickly, but I think this is like 30 bucks. and I found a code, so I saved a little bit of money, and then you pay shipping and stuff like that. So there are 30 shades in this palette, and I really don't feel like swatching them right now, so I'm not going to. But you guys can let me know down in the comments, do you want me to swatch this out for you? I think I'll just include this in a few more videos. I definitely want to use it with more of my single shadows that are just all shimmers so that I can get more use out of something like this. I did film this eye look, so now we're gonna go ahead and jump into the chatty portion of this video. Okay, so I primed my eyes with the Beauty Bay primer that I just purchased from the brand by Beauty Bay, and I'm putting on some of this Glow Recipe Niacinamide Dewdrops because it's almost like a very hydrating primer at this point. So I do like to use a brush to put it on. I think that's my like one thing, if you don't like to use face primer, is to try using a brush to put it on, because it does make it a little less of a hassle. And this one smells very watermelony, and honestly I don't love the scent of all the Glow Recipe products, but that one I can manage. So I'm gonna do like the chatty portion of this video, and I'm gonna use the Blend Bunny palette as well as some of the shimmer shades I picked up from Brenovich. I thought this all matte palette would pair so well with these single shimmer shadows I bought, so I'm very, very excited. I feel like this Blend Bunny palette has gotten so much hype on Instagram. I've seen so many posts and so many people raving about how beautifully it blends, etc, etc. So I'm like, listen, I need to know if this palette is as good as people are saying it is, or if it's all just a bunch of hocus pocus. So that's what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna grab a brush, and I'm thinking I want to do like a green. So I'm gonna go into the shade 32. Now I will confess I don't know a whole lot about Blend Bunny, and I tried to look up their information on their Instagram page because I think I saw somebody mention that this is a brand that was started by a YouTube or like a creator or an influencer, but I guess I didn't research it too hard because I didn't see anything. So this shade is very gently pigmented, kind of not what I was expecting from a palette that people rave so much about being so beautifully blendable, but maybe I need to give it a chance, because sometimes less is more, because if you can build up the color, I think that's kind of what we're all looking for. My house is so warm right now. It usually is the opposite. It's always usually cold in our basement, but apparently my husband bumped up the heat because he's been so cold recently, which is so strange because I'm usually the one that's freezing. I feel like I'm in a sauna right now. It's kind of crazy. So I like how this side blended. This side, it is looking a little patchy, but we'll keep trying. I'm not very familiar with the eyeshadow base I use, so you know, it could be the eyeshadow base too, so I gotta keep that in mind. Next, I want to go into the shade Submerge, which is like a deeper teal shade. So I'm gonna go into that with the same brush. I actually thought of not getting this palette because I'm like, what do I need another matte palette for? Because I feel like I get like carnival vibes, like the Be Perfect carnival palette vibes from this one. I thought it would be nice to get a all matte colorful palette and see if it's worth the hype, because so many people, like I said, have been raving about this palette on Instagram. I actually just saw the owner of Blend Bunny post on Instagram saying she's sending Bailey Syrian her palette, so I wonder if we'll see it in a murder mystery makeup Monday. I've been hitting true crime on YouTube so hard lately, it's crazy. Do you guys watch true crime? I have been obsessed with Kendall Rae. My friend Heather Austin told me about Kendall Rae, and I watched her, and then I got like really hooked, and she has like a playlist where she adds like all of her new videos to it, and so I'm pretty sure I've watched like every single one of her videos. And that's the nice thing about true crime. I feel like it ages pretty well, you know, whereas like YouTube beauty videos, like I feel like the palette gets outdated almost, or the brand discontinues it, or it's like limited edition, and then who's gonna watch that video? Whereas I feel like YouTube true crime is such a good genre of YouTube to be in, because some of those old videos are still so relevant. Like I've seen so many videos on like the Lacey Peterson case, and I'll watch anybody's videos on what's the lady's name, the girl that murdered her boyfriend. Oh, I forgot, the Mormon girl. Shoot. You guys know Jodi Arias, and then of course the guy in Colorado. I'm like blanking on everybody's. Chris Watts, of course. I'll watch any videos on them because I'm just like so fascinated by the whole thing. And yeah, I don't know if you guys are true crime junkies, but it's so funny because I watch so much true crime. Like literally the other day, my husband's like, "Should I be worried about all the true crime you watch?" And I'm like, I don't know. I just think it's so fascinating. I don't know if that makes me like any different though from the rest of the world, because I feel like it's like a worldwide phenomenon. Like people are just like so interested in true crime. And I don't know if you guys have seen the show on Netflix called Mindhunter, but there is a book, and Kendall Ray actually recommended the book, and I was like, well, let me just grab it on Audible because we have an Audible account. And since I can like listen to stuff while I'm working, I've been listening to the Mindhunter's book, and it's very, very detailed and a little bit graphic. So I would advise you guys, if you are planning on, like if you watch this video and you're like, I should go watch that. Karen said it's a good book. I just want to make sure I'm warning you guys that it's a pretty graphic book. So yeah. Anyway, I think it blended really nicely. The blues weren't as vibrant as I was thinking, but you know what? That could just be the shades I used. I'm going to grab this BK Beauty 207 brush. I feel like I haven't used my BK Beauty brushes in so long because they've been so dirty for so long. And I'm just going to go into the shade Bubble Bath, and I'm just going to blend the edges out a little bit. I don't know, guys. It's looking a little, I mean, it's not my favorite. Like, it's looking a little patchy. It's looking a little patchy, so I'm gonna have to try this with a different primer, like something I use all the time. I'm gonna take that same little brush and go into the black shade called Nevermore, and I'm just gonna kind of place that on the very outer corner because I do like to give things like some depth. You know, the other crazy thing is, and maybe this is just me and I like really need to appreciate the skin I'm in, but I swear colorful eyeshadows just look so much more vibrant, I feel like, on lighter skin tones. I just feel like it looks like, I mean, it's like putting paint on a white canvas, you know? It just looks so much more vibrant. But then I hear that from lighter skin girls. People say like, oh my gosh, colorful makeup pops so beautifully on your tan skin. So it's funny because I feel like we're always contradicting each other, but I genuinely feel like on lighter skin, colorful makeup looks so beautiful. But I mean, it's not that I don't think it looks beautiful on me too, but I just feel like I have such an appreciation for it on some lighter skin tones, and I think sometimes lighter skin tones think the opposite. So it's funny because, you know, that saying like we all want what we don't have. I think it's so true for beauty YouTube sometimes. It's crazy. Okay, I'm just cleaning up my under eyes. Blue eyeshadow off my under eyes so it doesn't look like I have a black eye when we put some concealer on. And then the other cool show I watched actually was I watched like a documentary, or like a documentary on Hulu, and it was fascinating because it was about OnlyFans. It's called OnlyFans Selling Sexy, an ABC News original documentary, and I found it on Hulu, and it was so fascinating because I really don't know like that much about OnlyFans. Okay, so before I continue to talk about that, I'm going to use some of my Bernovich shadows. So I'm wondering if I should go in with my finger. Let me just swatch one of these because, ooh, Ooh. Okay, well, I forgot what I was saying, so don't mind me. I just went into this shade that's just like the tealiest, greeniest color. It's X-20 on the back is what it says. So if you're shopping the website, just know. I mean, who isn't into like sparkly eyeshadows like this, you know? And I believe Bernovich is from Belarus. And I heard Amy talk about them, and she mentioned that Mia from Mia's Virtual Vanity was the one that got her interested in Brenovich. So, of course, I want to give them credit. And if I can find their videos, I will link them down below. But at least I will link their channel so you guys can go check them out, because all of their content is amazing, not just obviously their Brenovich videos. So highly recommend both of those creators. Ooh, I feel like I'm gonna get a very similar look with that new Odin's Eye palette I just bought, the Nord's, the big one, because I just watched Morgan Turner. She did a video about hitting 50K, and she was wearing like the most beautiful teal colored eye look, and I was just like, oh my gosh. I've actually seen quite a few people do a teal eye look with that Nord's palette, so I'm so excited because that particular eye look is like right up my alley. Okay, so back to the OnlyFans documentary. So it was so interesting because I don't really know much about it other than like kind of like the stigmas of it. I think I know somebody that I went to college with that actually lives in my town that has an OnlyFans, and I've seen like how people kind of talk about her. Obviously not like somebody I know very well, but more like an acquaintance. Like I've seen her at the gym and stuff, and like I said, we went to college together, so I know her, and she's like such a sweet human being. But it's so interesting to watch like the social perception of somebody, especially in a town like Fargo, which is definitely more of a conservative town. Just to see like how people like her peers, because we're the similar age, react to her, like even when she's not in a room. I don't necessarily love that. I don't really agree with looking down on somebody, because I know how much work I put into my YouTube channel, and I don't think people would really think of this as a career either, but yet I have friends that do YouTube full time and pay all their bills. And I mean, there's bloggers out there whose husbands are their employees now, so you just never know what an online business can turn into. And I think that's really cool if somebody can, I mean, work for themselves. Like, how awesome is that? Like, literally the other day I had such a crappy day at work. I was like, oh my gosh, I was just like fantasizing, like, what if like my YouTube channel took off and I could just do YouTube instead of having to work and pack boxes. And like, I feel like I'm so lucky because I work for my family, and like I am directly benefiting from the work that I'm putting in. But man, oh man, does it still get like, it still gets exhausting. It doesn't matter. Like, I could, like, I'm sure there's YouTubers who want a break from YouTube some days. I get it. So yeah, no job is perfect. So I just think it's amazing. Like, if somebody can, like, if they want to put their body out there and they can, like, take care of themselves and pay their bills and they work for themselves, like, why not? So I thought that was really cool. It's like a safe way for people to do sex work and not get exploited. So I thought that was really interesting. And then the show I watched touched on when Bella Thorne joined OnlyFans, and I didn't really know too much about that whole situation because I don't really know who Bella Thorne is, but they did a good job of like explaining that in the series I was watching. So they said like she's a former Disney star, and you know, sometimes like these celebrities that get famous on the Disney Channel, they like really try their best to kind of shed that like goody two shoes image that they have when they grew up on the Disney Channel. They were saying how when she joined the platform, it kind of like took away a lot of the stigma of OnlyFans. But then it was interesting because it also showed it from the perspective of the actual sex workers, and they were kind of like saying how, you know, Bella Thorne of course, like, she gets on OnlyFans and everyone's like, oh, look at her, she's so brave, and what a wonderful way for her to like destigmatize the platform. But then there was like regular sex workers on there that aren't celebrities that were saying like they lost their job because their work found out that they had an OnlyFans. Like they interviewed this girl, she was consistently in the series, and she said how like she was actually a car mechanic, and so she's got all these like aspirations for like starting a race team and things like that, which I thought was very cool. I mean, I've never like aspired to do anything like that. So and then she said like how she got called into her boss's office and they were like, oh yeah, like you're like really causing like distractions, and the guys at work have seen your page, and like I really like empathize with her, you know? So I don't know, I just thought it was so fascinating. They also had 2 people that identified as male, and they were kind of sharing their perspective, and like it was just such a fascinating thing. And that's the thing I love about like social media and YouTube and like watching things like that. It really like exposes me to things that I don't really see often in my day-to-day life, and just seeing like other people's views on the world like is so interesting to me, and that's how I learn. And so I would highly recommend, if you like don't really understand OnlyFans or you're like feeling kind of judgmental towards it, I would watch because you don't know. I mean, you might change your mind. You might end up thinking like Karen's crazy, totally possible. But to me, I was just like very fascinated by the whole thing. And the teacher that was like a sex ed teacher there, and there was like different writers for different magazines, people that had like interviewed the guy that created the platform, and so different things like that. And I don't know, it was just interesting. So I guess how they explained it is it's like a social media platform that also allows like adult content. So I think anyone can really be on OnlyFans. Like it's kind of like a Patreon, but they also accept people that are like sex workers and things like that. So I just thought it was really fascinating. I don't know, you guys can let me know if you think I'm crazy, which is totally fine, but I just thought it was so fascinating. And I just wanted to share with my audience because I know a lot of you are similar age as me, and I think like 99.9% of people watching my channel are women. And so I don't know, it's just fascinating. I mean, I think because I live in the US, I'm like exposed to so many more things, and I know like back home, like where I'm originally from, things have progressed, but I'm pretty sure in my home country being gay is still illegal. Like I'm pretty sure, like don't quote me because I'm not a lawyer, but I'm pretty sure being gay is illegal where I come from. And I just hope that changes because I don't know, I just think it's so sad that, you know, the things that people take for granted in the US, there's so many people all over the world that don't have that luxury. And so I don't know, I just wish that people kind of had some of those basic things like being able to love who they love. And it's really sad because like of course there's people that are openly out, but most of them it's because they have families that are powerful or their families will like stand behind them. But I can't imagine like some kid in Sri Lanka that's from like a village that didn't grow up very wealthy, that like shared a bedroom with like 5 other people. They don't have the luxury of being like, hey, I'm gay. Like no, they would definitely get ostracized by their families, probably hurt, probably arrested. Like it's a lot. I'm throwing out a lot at you guys right now. I'm sorry. I'm just like in a very chatty mood. Anyway, I got these Colourpop blushes because you guys know I love hearts, and they had like a bundle. So I was like, let me just get them so I can show them off on my channel. So here is the shade Kiss and Tell. This is the lightest shade. And then I have the pink one. I'm so glad I bought these. They were totally worth it just for the packaging. I think they already did one restock, but if you missed that one, keep an eye out because they'll probably restock again. And I think Morgan Turner posted that they restocked. And if I find them in stock on the website, I'll definitely link them. I mean, I'll link them either way, but oh no! Oh my god, look at it. It's like out of the pan. Oh, that was scary. Oh my god, that was so scary. Do I just press it back in there? Oh gosh, it's shattering. Press, 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 press. It's so cold right now, guys. I know it's like horrible weather in Texas, but listen, that's like a regular day where I live. So I feel sorry for you Texas folk, but that's like my daily life, okay? So, I mean, yeah, you get used to it. Anyway, I'm going to use this shade, and I'm using my Sigma tapered cheek brush. I want to use the lightest shade because I've been like obsessing over, can tan people wear light shades like this? And I think you can. It almost does something like a highlighter. It like lightens up your cheek. So I'm just putting it like, I know I've been telling you guys I've been putting like blush back here, but I feel like since it's a lighter shade, I can kind of pull it like all the way to my apples. Who knows? I could be lying to myself, but it's kind of cute. Like, does it look ashy? Kind of, but I don't know. Maybe I can pull it off. You guys will have to let me know in the comments because I cannot see. I also have my fairy blushes still that I've been wanting to try out. I have been so busy this week that I have not gotten to wear. Like, by the time I get up and like get going, I have no time to put makeup on in the morning because I'm like taking my dogs out. I did edit like a whole YouTube video the other day though, so I was pretty proud of myself because I have been going to bed early, which usually does not happen in my household. But yeah, I've been going to bed early, so it's been nice because I've been waking up early, and that means I can be way more productive, which is very beneficial to my life. Anywho's, I put highlighter on, use Pat McGrath. I'm going to go into the Lethal Cosmetics eyeliner. This is in the shade Aux, A-U-X, like auxiliary. Like, you know, when you're old school and you're like, oh, I need that aux cable. Is that a thing? Do the cool kids know what I'm talking about? Probably not. Okily dokily. Gosh, I just know this video is going to be a nightmare to edit. I'm going to be like, why did I talk so much? But hopefully you guys like to hear my viewpoints because I'm honestly a very opinionated person, but I feel like sometimes with YouTube and beauty channels like that, there's no place for opinions because I feel like I'm always going to offend somebody, and I don't know. Sometimes that kind of sucks because I really want this to be a place for everyone to express their opinions and not be judged, and hopefully you guys can hear my perspective, and then you can, sorry, my husband's saying my dinner is ready. You guys can share yours, and we don't have to fight about it. We can all just, like, agree to disagree, or whatever we decide to do. But I always, 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 always want this place to be a place for you and me, and it's okay if you don't have a popular opinion. That's okay. Like, unless you're saying something like really racist, then we'd have to talk in the comments. But otherwise, if you just have some kind of opinion that maybe not everybody shares, that's okay. I totally want you to be able to express yourself in my comment section. You know, if there's something that you guys want to educate me on, I'm totally open to having a conversation. And I don't know, I just think that's kind of the beauty of YouTube. I have people watching me from all over the world, which I will never get used to, but it's kind of cool, and that's the big advantage of YouTube right now for me, is just meeting so many people and sharing so many different perspectives. Okay, so I'm done playing with my eyeshadow. I need to put mascara on, probably do my brows, pick a lip shade, and all that good stuff. So I will be back to show you guys the final look. I'm gonna go eat some dinner first, so I'll be right back. Okay guys, so here is the final look. I am wearing a DD Signature lipstick on my lips. I did do a full first impressions of that brand a few weeks ago, so I would highly recommend checking out that video because highly recommend their products as well. But I had so much fun trying all these new things. These little Colourpop blushes are so adorable. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to try out the red shade. I tried out the lightest shade just for funsies because I was so curious if I could work this with my skin tone. I also used my Pat McGrath highlighter. I will say, if you like a subtle highlight, this is going to be for you. But I tried to build this up and I don't know, I think it's more of like a beautiful subtle highlighter. I do think it reminds me a little bit of that Natasha Denona Love duo that she launched with the Mini Love collection. So if you have that one, you might not want this one. But I mean, I have both because I love Natasha and Pat. So it is what it is. And that I had a lot of fun swatching my Bernovich shadows. I had fun trying out the Blend Bunny palette for the first time. I think I'm going to need to try that with my P. Louise eyeshadow base because that's the one I'm used to. And I'm not sure if the palette is patchy or if the eye base is making it patchy. So stay tuned for that. I will keep you guys updated. And yeah, I just had so much fun chatting with you guys and kind of just talking about random things that I'm into other than makeup. I feel like I love to watch TV shows and documentaries and just anything good on Netflix and Hulu. So yeah, it was fun to kind of discuss things with you guys. And like I said, I love hearing from you guys in the comments, and I want this channel to be a place where everyone can express their opinions. So feel free to do so down in the comments. Let me know if you enjoyed me getting more personal and sharing my opinions with you, or if I should just save this channel for the makeup. I'm all ears. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you in my next video soon. Bye guys!